My video stopped. All right, part 2. After phone interruptions. Hopefully if you're on the video, you'll find it. All right, so we were in that thread the needle, uncross the legs, pull the knees in, roll the back a little bit. And we need to do the whole process on the left. So bring your feet to the mat, get everything perfectly comfortable here, arms right next to you. Take a full breath in and out. All right, when you're ready, you're going to bring the arms over the head on the inhale. On the exhale, now pulling that left knee into the chest. All right, giving yourself, again, a little bit of a moment here, just taking the stretch a little bit longer, making sure my thing's recording. Okay. And then what we're going to do is start with the hip. Right, starting higher up. So moving that knee around, and then again, immediately it transfers into movement inside the hip socket. Move it around. Again, whatever tempo works for you. Always listening to your body, and maybe noticing that there's a difference between from one hip to the other. Maybe there's not. But it's good to be aware of these things. Just to know your body really well, and transferring all of that into functional movement, right? I mean, we do yoga because we maybe want to be kind of good at it and we know it's good for us, but a lot of the activities that we do, yoga and any other type of physical activity that you do, really we just want our day-to-day life to be a little bit easier physically, right? We want to not get tired as easily. We want to sleep better. We want to bend over and pick something up and not hurt ourselves, right? Or if you happen to take a tumble, you want to try to avoid injury. All right, so we've warmed the hip up a little bit, extend the leg up, same thing, we want to flex and point the foot, whatever range of motion works for you. This is probably the most I've had to get up in a class, and I do apologize. Move that foot, flex, point, circle it around, all of that. All right. And then extending the leg a little bit more, again, ease into it, see how it feels. And let's not forget, so we did hip and then ankle, and now we've got the knee. We're just going to do some easy flexion and extending here. And listen. Can you literally listen to it? Does yours crackle? Because mine does a little bit. All right, couple more. All right, now extend that leg up. This is where we kind of check in with our balancing, right? So we kind of think about where that leg is. We're going to extend the other leg out. So right leg out, left leg up. If you happen to do opposite legs for me, it really never matters. So just know that. So if I was going to stand up on my right foot, would I be able to balance with my left leg up this high? I don't think so. I'm going to lower a little bit. I might also see how it would feel if I would have it, again, just kind of the knee in line with the hip, and then the lower leg parallel with standing leg. Again, so just kind of play around with that. All right, getting ready to go into a twist now. So use the right hand to the left knee, take a breath in, use the exhale to twist, pull that knee up and across. So you don't want the foot to come down in front of it. You want to try to keep the knee and foot lined up and then pull them both over, left shoulder staying on your mat. And just give that a little time. All right, rolling onto the back again. Left foot goes to the right knee, and then there's that thread the needle stretch. This is a great option right here. taking the foot up. If you come up like I just did to get the hands around, and then you cannot get your head back to the mat, keep the head down, keep the foot down, right? I forgot my strap. You can also loop a strap or towel here to help you. If you can't quite get the hands under there, use that strap, hold it up. But you don't want that upper body to be straining here when we're trying to stretch. So again, whatever feels good, hang in there. Give yourself a little time here. We're not going to do it today, but just remember that even this position we sometimes have done as a balance, right? We would have this leg extended, we would have this, and it would be a little bit bent if I was standing on it, right? That standing pigeon. Okay. Uncross, hug the knees in, roll the back. I feel like I can't do this enough. It always feels so good. So I did kind of I did a Pilates workout, and this is nothing against Pilates, but it was a virtual workout, and it was much younger, very fit young woman, and doing some really challenging things. And sometimes I forget that I am not as young as those people. And I roll yourself over and come on up. I did this Pilates workout, and some of the things were really hard, and then the next day I went to pick something up, and it's not even my lower back muscles, it's like all the attachments in the hips. So I'm feeling pretty stiff. It's definitely better, because at one point I was doing that like, if I would bend over or reach for something, I would like actually get those pains, so that I don't have that anymore, but I just want you to know why I'm moving a little slower than normal. So we're gonna do our hands and knees here. We're gonna work right into cat and cow. So I want you to get everything in place. Knees and hips line up, hands and shoulders. Roll those elbows forward. Now, let the inside of your elbow face each other, right? So if you can easily roll those elbows so that what do we call this, the pit or the inside of the elbow is pointing straight ahead, you are very, very flexible. That's a bit too much, so we want to pull it back so that the pointy parts would point straight out, the inside part faces each other. Now take a deep breath in, really lengthen your spine. On the exhale, pull the belly in and start making your way into cat pose. Arch it up. Now inhale to cow pose. We're going to lift the chest and tailbone. We're going to exhale, arch up. Inhale, cow. I'm sorry. Inhale, cow, that's right. Exhale, cat. So I want you to work through those two, and our goal is to warm up our spine. We can't move our spine the way that we move our other joints, like those hip joints and ankle joints, right? We can do twists, and we can stretch it both ways, so we're flexing and stretching, but the bones don't move individually. So I want you to envision lengthening as you inhale, stretching everything. Now as you exhale, we're arching and pulling it up, pulling that belly in, trying to warm up every little attachment between all of those little bones. 2 more. All right. Now, after you come into cow pose, I want you to take a breath, exhale, but stay here on all fours and keep your back as straight as you can and really draw that belly in. And next inhale, we're going to take one leg and the opposite arm up. And as we exhale, we're going to place them back down. And we're going to go the other way. Inhale, extend up, and exhale, lower. Now, I want you to feel as much length as you can from fingertips through the heel. I want you to feel the body not shifting around as much as possible. And if you're having trouble with that, pull the belly in. We have many layers of abdominals. The deepest layer is like a belt. So envision pulling that in. Everything will pull in, but pulling that in to stabilize you. So continue that opposite arm and leg. Inhaling as we lift. Exhaling as we lower. Inhaling as we lift. Exhaling as we lower. So alternating arm and leg. I want you to do 2 more, each arm and leg, so that's a total of 4. When you complete those, inhale to cow pose again. Exhale, cat pose. Inhale, cow. Exhale, child's pose. Allow your hips to start moving back. This is where you can start modifying things, whatever you need to do. I can't get very far back into my hips, but I can get to a point that feels pretty good. Remember, you can put something on the forehead if you need a little support there, a little rolled up towel or block. As long as you're not in pain or like really uncomfortable, everybody's resting pose is going to be a little bit different. Just make sure that you're not putting yourself into what you think it should look like and you're not feeling very comfortable there, because you're not going to really relax or rest, right? Come here if you need it. We're going to just flow a little bit. But today, I want you to start your downward dog from your hands and knees, all right? Sometimes we walk those hands way out, but today we're going to start it right here on all fours. You're just going to tuck those toes under and just lift up from here. Push back. Let the head drop. Stretch. I want it to feel like someone came behind you and pulled those hips up and back to lengthen the sides of your body. Press out of the hands so we're stretching through the arms. It's like we did in that overhead stretch on our backs. Now, this is the important part, and this is going to actually help with our balance. All right, what I want you to do is pedal the feet. As you press one heel down, lift the other heel up and really push into those 5 toes, and maybe even, let's do the other side so you can see, maybe even shift your weight across the ball of the foot so you can feel when it is completely in the ball of the foot, if that makes sense. Pedal from one foot to the other. Do that a few times. All right, and we're still stretching through here. Now take a break if you need it. All right, again, stretching one leg but working the foot of the other. And even by pushing the weight into the toes like that, I'm also getting a lot of, I'm just going to point with my other foot, getting a lot of work into the arch. Let's do the other side. So it's really important to keep every part of the foot flexible and active. All right, press both heels down. Take a breath in and out here. Now your heels may not meet the mat, that's okay. Let's take one more full breath in. Slow exhale. Now inhale to your plank. Exhale, lower. Remember, knees can always modify the plank. Either way, we're going to lower as slowly as possible. Inhale to cobra. Exhale, child's pose. You can keep the arms extended. Now we're going to flow a couple more times. You can work at whatever level you like. As I said, I'm keeping mine pretty simple today, protecting my lower back. All right, downward dog again. When you're ready, you can open this downward dog a bit more, have a little bit more distance from front to back foot, or front hand to back foot. Every downward dog, you should try to enjoy it. Inhale to plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra. Get those elbows in as you lift the heart. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, downward dog. Now this time, I just want you to take 3 breaths here. And then I want you to walk your feet forward however many steps you need. Keep the knees a little softer as you get there if that helps you. And then you're going to roll it up, up, up. Keep the head heavy. All right, now what I want you to do is take a moment and find that perfect mountain pose. I'm not going to go over every little detail. You probably get tired of hearing me talk anyway, but just make sure that the weight is distributed through the whole foot, but you feel like you're lifting your arches up. You're also lifting through the crown of the head. You want to continue to lengthen, get taller. Don't let yourself kind of shrink down. Lift your heart, pull your shoulders back and down. Put some energy into the arms and hands without tension. Take a breath in. Exhale, drop the chin down to the chest. Nothing else is changing. Inhale, lift the chin. Now I can lift to center or go slightly up as long as I don't pinch my neck. I'm going to exhale, lower again. And inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. And inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Now inhale, lift up to the right shoulder. Exhale, lower. Inhale to the left shoulder. Again, easing into that little half circle now. Working out any tension. Be aware if you do, again, feel those little noises. If you have a little bit of cartilage crackling back there, move slowly. Let yourself warm up. All right, now do each one last time. Coming back to center. And inhale, bring the head back up. All right, roll those shoulders up and back. So think if you're going to touch your ears as you inhale, push them back behind you and down as you exhale. One more. Inhale, bring the arms all the way up, palms come together. Exhale, hands to your heart. Now slowly make your way down into that forward bend. Hands can reach for the blocks at any height. They can reach for the floor. Let the head hang. You do want to feel those hips as much lined up over the heels as possible rather than kind of being way back here. If you can see the difference. All right, now inhale, lift halfway. Press the fingertips. Right? You can use the shin bone, the leg, the blocks. Now, whatever you do though, make sure that as you straighten the spine, we also think of pulling the shoulders back, right? We don't want to have this rounded chest here. So inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale all the way back up. I'm going to roll up today. This is going to work a lot better to warm up my back without straining it. So again, you can do the full dive each time if you like. All right, back to mountain pose. Inhale, exhale. Next inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward bend. Again, I can dive over if I like, but I know that reversing that to come up is too much today. So I'm going to hang here for a moment. Move your hips from side to side a little bit. See if you feel some nice stretching through the back here. Take the hands all the way over to one corner and just hang here and see if you get some opposite stretch there. Take it back to the middle and all the way to the other side. And then back to the middle. Tighten the belly. Inhale, extend up or roll it up. Take the arms all the way up. Hands to your heart. And back to mountain pose. So we're going to go through a really slow vinyasa here. Again, pump it up if you need to, if you want to push it and go into your upward dog and all of that. But I'm going to take you through a slow one if you want to stay with me. Inhale, arms come up. Forward bend, however you want to get there. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward bend. Slowly come back to your plank or modified plank. Inhale as you line it up. Exhale as you lower. Inhale, cobra. Really tighten the belly. That also helps us to avoid straining that back here. And exhale back to child's pose. Now come to downward dog. Now step your right foot forward somewhere near or between the hands and bring that left knee down. Make your way up to a lunge. Again, have some blocks ready if you like. As you come up, we want to shift forward. Again, trying to get more stretch in front of our hip, shoulders back. Hands can be on our blocks. Hands can be on that front leg. Start pushing forward. Lift your heart up a bit. Option to bring the arms up. If you do that, make sure your shoulders are down. All right, bring the hands back to the mat. Now you can use your blocks to help you get out of this. Make sure that they feel stable though, so push down or maybe put them flatter. Come back to downward dog or all fours, however you want to get there. Now we're going to bring that left foot through, come into a kneeling lunge, right knee behind us. Push the hips forward. All those little things that we know to do each time, right? Lift the chest up, pull the shoulders back. Option to bring the arms up or any other position that's going to feel good today. All right, hands to the mat. Step back to either hands and knees or all the way to your downward dog. Give it a moment, let it stretch all back out, and then bring yourself back to the front of your mat, coming to your forward bend. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward bend. This time, come all the way back up to mountain pose. Hands to your heart. All right. So we're going to go through one more vinyasa, adding some warrior work. Just a little bit today, and then when we come back up, we'll be working on our balance. So at that point, you might opt to get off your mat for a moment. But let's go through one more and just add a couple little things here, keeping it real basic today. All right, when you're ready, inhale, bring the arms all the way up. Exhale, dive over or follow your hands through all the way into that forward bend and relax. Inhale, lift halfway, extend. Exhale, forward bend. Again, we're going to make our way back to our plank. However you want to get there, take a breath in. Exhale, lower. Control it if you can. Tighten that belly before you inhale into your cobra. Exhale, back to child's pose. 3 breaths here. Again, we've got just a little bit of work to do. I'm going to keep my, I'm going to stay at this end today for my both warrior right and left, so I won't be switching around a whole lot. All right, now come to your downward dog. So last time through, we brought the right foot all the way through to that lunge. Now I want you to bring the right foot through, but keep your left foot behind you. Keep the heel up and slowly make your way up to a standing lunge. That can be anywhere from here, still got my heel up, to really, really deep, which is even deeper than I like, or anywhere in between, but you need to be able to be balanced, all right? So tighten up through the middle, roll those shoulders back. Right now I've got both my toes pointing straight ahead to the front of my mat. I haven't turned my back foot out. Bring those arms up. The arms are throwing you off. We're just going to bring the hands a little lower. All right. Take another inhale, exhale here. Inhale again. Now exhale warrior 2 right away. So I'm just going to scoot my right foot more to the middle of my mat, line it up with my back arch, and turn my body to the left side of my mat. Bend that right knee. I'm going to try to keep it over the right ankle. All right, we're going to open those arms shoulder height. Now relax the shoulders and reach through the fingertips. Feel how that kind of tightens up all the arm muscles? Look to that right hand. Reverse warrior, right arm comes up and back. Back to warrior two. Side angle pose. Use a block or the leg for support. Left arm up or extend it up and over. Lining up with the back leg, the left leg. And inhale, come back up, warrior two. Now, turn to a wide straddle. Line your feet up with each other. Arms at shoulder height. Bring your hands together behind you. Pull the shoulders back. Lift the chest up. Separate the hands. Just bring them around to the front of your hips. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, forward bend. Ease into it. Have blocks handy if you're not going to make your hand, get your hand to the floor. All right, but wherever we are, we either want our hands under the shoulders. If you only have one block, try to keep them wider apart, just so that we're not letting those shoulders shrug in. I'm going to keep my hands on the floor. Inhale, extend the back. Hope you can see what's happening here. Nice straight back. All right, now, all I'm going to do is a little twist here. I'm going to bring my left hand under my heart, my right hand to my right hip. Just inhale, make sure that back's nice and straight, and just exhale into a twist. Ease into it. You don't have to go into the deepest twist right away. Keep your hand at the hip. If you want to open it, you can. My shoulder feels all bunched up when I do that, so I just pull my shoulder open. Come back to the middle. We're going to do the other side right now, rather than waiting. So right hand under the heart, left hand to the hip. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, twist. And back to the middle. Now, if you can come up from here, you're going to bring your hands to your hips and slowly make your way up. Nice tight belly, straight back. If you need a little more support under you, walk the feet closer in, roll yourself up. Once you're upright, we're going to reset our warrior two. All right? So take that front foot straight ahead. Open those arms, face the side of your mat. Settle into that warrior two. And then turn to the front, warrior one. Just square the hips. All right, back to the mat. Slowly drop the hands. Step back to downward dog, or go to hands and knees, or go to child's pose. Now from here, for those of you that need a little bit more effort today, go through your vinyasa. If you're enjoying downward dog as a stretch, enjoy that. If you want a little break, come into child's pose. Now we're going to do the left, just the warrior poses. We're not going to do the side part because we've done both twists already, and I want to still have some time for some balancing. So when you're ready, join me in downward dog again. Again, I'm not going to switch to the other side, so you are going to get my back for some of this. All right, left foot comes forward. Now, make your way upright. Find your lunge first. And you want your toes pointing at the front of the mat, finding that whatever distance works, arms up or hands wherever you can balance. But we're also relying on the center of the body here. It's always working. All right, find that high lunge. Take a breath in. On the exhale, open to warrior two. So again, I'm going to bring my left foot a little more centered. You're going to completely get my back here. I'll just try to shout it out over my shoulder here. So not giving you too many form corrections. But when that warrior two feels good, reverse warrior, left arm up, right hand somewhere on the back leg. Try to keep this knee over the ankle. Back to warrior two. Side angle pose, right arm up. also extend it. Back to warrior two. From here, warrior one. So turn to the front, square it up. And then bringing our hands down to the mat, coming back to downward dog or any other option you like. 3 breaths wherever you are. All right, and then you're going to walk back to the top of the mat, coming to a forward bend, round it over. Roll it up or slowly come up, extend it back, hands to your heart, back to mountain pose. Ooh, it's a little warm today. Guys feeling that where you are? Okay, so we're going to work on balancing now. We're going to do 2 balances. Grab your strap, anything you're going to need, and go to a wall if you need to, doorway, whatever you want to do. We're going to start out with our leg in front. And just grab this just in case I want to use it. I can do a little demo here. So I want you to start out, if you're going to have your strap, just have it in one hand. Again, if you're at the wall, also using the wall for support, make sure you don't lean in or lean back toward it. Just use it for support. Now, find that mountain pose. Maybe lift your heels up and down a couple times. Feel that weight of the ball of the foot and then back down. All right, now we're going to start out by taking 1 foot off the floor. Now you have to shift a little bit, but it shouldn't be a dramatic body shift. So just bring 1 foot up, bring it back to mountain pose. Other foot up, bring it back to mountain pose. This view, same thing, 1 foot up, other foot up. The important thing on this one is that you don't lean backwards. We kind of feel like we want to, no, shoulders and hips stay lined up, even if the foot stays low. So that's our option 1. Now I can take this strap under one leg, and I'm going to try to bring it up, balancing on that other leg. Now I'm going to bring my knee up, 90 degrees, lower, whatever. I can just use my hands here to support the leg in the strap. I can also have my hands attached to the leg. I can have the leg extended. Maybe if you're getting real crazy today, you take the strap under the ball of the foot and extend that leg out. And just see how it feels. All right? So sometimes, I mean, sometimes it's just kind of fun to play around with things that even might be harder than we think we could do. But just play around with it, you know, and if you fall right out of it, fine. But, you know, maybe you struggle a little bit and regain a moment of balance. So I want you to work on that leg a little bit. And then, you know, when you're ready to go to the other side, same thing. If you started small, start with the foot up a little bit. And maybe you strapped it or used hands, extended the leg out. Again, any of those variations. If you feel like you're falling though, try to learn from it, right? So if I'm always falling to the left when my left foot is up, that means that I am not pulling up through that right side as much as I need to, right? If I'm always falling forward, maybe my shoulders aren't over my hips. So use it to learn from. Try each leg one more time. Surprise! You never know when it's going to work. All right, when you've done the front balance, let it go. Let's do the back. All right, we do tree pose a lot, and I know it's a really good marker for your balance because you can see how you progress from it, but let's just change it up today and do dancer pose, very modified. So same thing. Now I'm going to give you my back for a moment. You can see if I grab my foot, but I can't straighten up here, it's better to use a strap and keep the knee closer to the other leg, if that makes sense. So again, if you can easily grab your foot, great, but don't hesitate to use the strap. Now, starting from both feet, whichever leg I'm standing on, I find it helpful to reach up like I'm holding onto a strap. Even if I'm at the wall, eventually I'm going to want to have my arm reaching up, because that's going to mimic what the actual balancing pose looks like. All right, so here we go. Whenever you're ready, I want you to hold that dancer pose as long as possible. If you want to fully extend the leg back and lean forward, you can do that, but you can just keep it right here today. Notice that my legs are together and my knee is pointing down. It's not pointing up in front, not pulling behind me. Make sure you do both legs. Same thing, before you let go and try to balance, make sure that your form is good, that your alignment is good, that the knees are close together. You can see from the side, if my knee's in front, how that's not good, right? If the knee's behind me, but I'm not compensating with that forward upper body, that's not good either. So I'm just gonna stay right here today. And then ease out of it. All right, so, and of course we're remembering our focal point, right? That's a pretty important thing when we're balancing, that we try to not get too distracted by what's going on around us. All right, so if you moved away from your mat, I want you to come on back now. We're gonna be making our way back down, doing a little bit of work before we get into Savasana. So start with mountain pose. Make sure that you take a breath or two here. If your heart rate went up a little bit with the balancing, we want to start to bring it back down. All the way to that belly still. Exhale, let go of any tension. All right, arms up, inhale. Exhale, forward bend. Ease into that forward bend again, round it over. Now halfway lift as you inhale, straighten the back. Exhale, forward bend, and slowly walk back to downward facing dog. Lift those hips high, pedal the feet a little bit, even stretching from one shoulder to the other. Notice what happens if you push the heel down and then also kind of look under that same arm. You get a nice stretch through the hip and the shoulders, and then both heels down. Inhale, exhale here. And knees down, come into child's pose. Last time here. Now as we come out of that, we're going to come around to seated position, legs extended, and I'm going to elevate my hips today by sitting on a block. Now sometimes blocks are different heights. You can probably see that one is lower than the other. If you're using two, you do want to always have them that they match, that they're the same height. But today, I'm going to sit on my low block. What does it do? Well, it gets my hips up a little higher. Since I'm trying to protect this lower back today, I'm getting a little extra help getting my hips up with the hamstrings, right? So I'm going to inhale, lift the heart. I'm just going to walk my hands forward today. You can always take the arms up and do that big reach if you like, but I want you to think of working the whole time. So inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, forward bend. As soon as I start to feel that rounding in the back, I need to lengthen again as I inhale. And exhale, forward bend. So ease into it. Again, use your strap if you like. I'm just going to stay here today. think of your heart as shining on the feet, or maybe you want to think of like a little string from the heart to the feet, but that keeps me remembering that I don't want to curve over here and have my heart pointing down. I'm always thinking of that forward movement as I'm going into the forward bend. And slowly make your way up. Now we're going to do just one more today, and I just want you to open your feet wider. Now you might want to go into a nice big straddle at home. That's totally fine. I'm going to just go to the edges of my mat, so it's a little wider than normal. Again, inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, forward bend. Again, don't hesitate to use the hands for that extra support. Ease into it. I want you to have a total, we'll say, of more than 5 breaths here. So you could go to 10, you could go 5, whatever, but I don't want you to be thinking about getting out of this right away. Give it some time. Let your body get used to it and want to go a little further. All right, come on out of that. I'm going to take the block out from under me. I might use it when I get down on the mat. Remember, there's always an option to do those supported bridge poses. Let's roll on down. Bring the knees in. Start out by just bringing the knees in and relax. Feel how the lower back almost feels like it kind of spreads out across you in addition to lengthening, right? We want to feel that wider feeling. Take the knees apart. Go into happy baby. Let's take the hands either behind the knees. You can maybe reach around and grab the toes or ankles or outsides of your feet, depending on how flexible you are. I'm going to keep it right here today. I'm going to open the leg, and I'm just going to move a little bit. I'm going to massage that lower back. You can even go around little circles here. Extend and straighten, or extend and bend, whatever you like here. Happy baby. Babies don't have a plan, right? They just do whatever feels good in the moment. All right. Now bring the legs together. You can always bring your feet down to the mat if you need that little gentler variation, which I might try. Either one. Arms are out, so we've got a little room. Knees are up, feet are together. Knees are together. Now take a breath in. On the exhale, twist to the right. So drop those knees all the way to the right. So the left hip is over the right, left knee over the right, left foot over the right. But then left shoulder, we want to try to turn and push that back down on the mat. All right, bring those knees up, inhale. Exhale, twist it to the left right away. I guess I should say to the left immediately. All right, right shoulder's down, but everything else on the right is off the mat, lined up with the left. All right, and inhale, bring the knees back up. Hug the knees into the chest. I'm going to give you the option, and we're running a little bit late, but we're going to do one more twist. If you need to leave because it's almost 11, I totally understand. But we're going to do that single leg twist that we did earlier. We're going to start with the left knee in, right leg out. Again, if you want to do something else now, feel free to. That you're just going to go right and then left. So take a breath in. On the exhale is when we always go into the twist. See where you can go with that. right, inhale, bring the leg back up. Go into your thread the needle one more time. Any variation. And cross. Roll the back a little bit. Then when you're ready, right knee stays in. If you're with me, left leg out. Inhaling again. Exhale, twist to the left. Right knee coming all the way over. And when you're back, thread the needle. All right, uncrossing. Last little bit of back massage here. And then very slowly, we're going to bring our feet down and then stretch out those legs. With the arms overhead, inhale, fingers reach one way, toes the other as we take that breath in. Exhale, let it all relax. Just hang out here. You can gently turn the head from one side to the other if you like. All right, inhale again, lengthen everything as you take the breath in. Exhale, let everything relax. Again, taking a little moment here. And then that last one, get as long as you can, stretch as deep as you can, inhale. And exhale, relax. Now we're going to slowly bring those arms lower than shoulder height. You've got every option for you for Savasana. Like I'm going to elevate my hips for just a moment, stretch my legs out. Remember, use the wall, do whatever you need to do, but you should feel truly comfortable here and let yourself drift off for a couple minutes. Focus on the breathing. Of course, we want to make sure that the breathing is slow. We want to make sure that we feel that we take some time to check in with our bodies because we know now where we're holding our tension. We want to make sure we're not letting that come back yet. Just take a little time. This is just a minute or two, but just for you. Continue to stay in Savasana if it's feeling great right now. Tune me out. You are ready to start making your way back up. You're going to try to just start returning your breathing to more normal breathing that we don't have to think too much about. Start some little movements with the fingers and the toes. And then just gradually make those movements a little bigger. Now when you are ready to come up, we want to move slowly. You don't want to use a lot of energy just yet. All right. Find a comfortable position you can sit in. Bring your hands to your heart. Namaste. Thank you all for joining me. Let me hop back over to the computer. You can unmute yourself now. Let me turn this off.